Nelson Bragg came up with the name Bay State Cabaret, and originally the idea was to do a variety show. Our first show, we had, I think the Cheetahs played, because I could get them, and then we had a jazz band, comedian, woman who did comedy. I did a spoken word artist, and that was the show. And the idea was to bring something different than your, two band bills, which Sheehan's was still around in '92. Sheehan's Cafe, which has been a ladies' clothing store for 20 years now, 25. And so they were doing the two band bills with all the usual suspects. So what I wanted to do was to bring some other different form of live entertainment, and it would be more like a old school cabaret, like it was basically we were trying to do pre-Nazi Germany type entertainment for the people. But as it turned out, like, while Northampton was a hotbed for indie rock, it wasn't necessarily the hotbed for cutting edge comedy. And so the comedian that we had that night was not great. And then the spoken word artist, not so good either. We had a very good show in November of '92 with Liars from Boston, Flower Thief, which was a Smith College, Hampshire College-based woman-fronted band, and Mal Thursday and the Cheetahs. And that show went very well. And so we scheduled our next show for January of '93, and this was going to be an indie rock triple bill. And I'm trying to think of everybody who was on it, but I know Francis Gum was a band from New York that were on the bill, and it was about 2 or 3 days away from the show, and I had a drop in from Lou Barlow, Eric Gaffney, and Jason Lowenstein of Sebadoh, and they just stopped into my house, and we all sat down on the couch, and they're like, "We want to play the show." And I go, "You mean the one that's in 3 days, right?" And I go, "It's already a triple bill, how we're going to fit you in." But somehow we did, and it became a quadruple bill. And at the time, they were just in their ascendancy, and they were, they could have played a number of venues in town and probably done very, very well, but they chose to jump onto this bill at the last minute. Word got out. We packed the Bay State beyond its capacity of 142, and then some. And the show went great. And the following Monday, the owner of the Bay State, Ron Sarazin, offered me a job as the booking guy. And I asked for what I thought was too much money, and he said yes right away. So I kicked myself for not asking for at least another $100. But I was hired to book shows, and I started doing it right away. And any pretense toward doing the Weimar, mock show cabaret of Germany in the '30s, that went right out the window, and we were going to do rock and roll triple bills because Sheehan's had just closed. Their owner, Dick Pizzicuto, had thrown in the towel, and so there really was a need for another local venue that was doing local music. And I brought in like touring indie acts, and some legendary figures played the stage over the years.